handicapping the 2013 Kentucky Derby, and I'm going to talk about who to toss or who to eliminate. Now, there's a lot of ways to look at this race, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the horses that haven't won a graded stakes race at a mile and an eighth. So we're going to start with Code West here. The only race that he's won is a mile and a 16th race, a maiden special weight. So I don't really like his chances. Eliminated him. Charming Kitten. If you look up and down his PPs, he's a turf horse. So maybe if they decide to change the surface at Churchill Downs to turf, then he has a chance. Falling Sky. He's won a Grade 3 race at a mile and a 16th. But unless they decide to scratch all the other horses, he's got no shot. Super 99 is out. Oxbow. His only race that he's won is a mile and 70-yard race at Fairgrounds, Grade 3. So I don't really give him much of a chance. My Loot. And this is a horse that his only win recently is a optional claimer for $50,000. So that just kind of shows you maybe what they thought about him at this point. So he hasn't won a graded stakes race at a mile and eighth. He was close in the Louisiana Derby, but I mean, unless Rosie's riding him, Rosie Napravic, she's the only girl in the Kentucky Derby this year, so maybe if all the guys are nice to the girl and just let her win, he has no shot. Frack Daddy, unless they give him about a mile head start, he's got no chance. Normandy Invasion, he's won one race in his entire life, and he's been close in graded stakes races at a mile and an eighth. So don't want to completely eliminate him, but since his style is to come from way back, unless all the horses get out of his way, he's got no shot to win. Palace Malice, I think he's going to be a little bit outclassed. His best race was at a mile and an eighth on synthetic, so I don't really like him. Black Onyx, I have mixed feelings about him. He has won at a mile and an eighth in a graded stakes race, but he seems to be a better. He's won. His two best races have come in on turf for all weather, and he doesn't really have great speed figures overall, so I don't like him to win. He might hit the trifecta, superfecta, but I don't like him to win. Governor Charlie, he's won his last two races. He's won at a mile and an eighth, a graded stakes race. The time is really, really fast, the best at this distance. But seems like he's had some foot issues, and he's not his workouts or his training hasn't been great. So don't necessarily like him to win, but may hit the trifecta, superfecta. Then we'll go on to It's My Lucky Day. Based on my criteria, I would eliminate him because he hasn't won a graded stakes race at a mile and an eighth. He was second to the favorite, probably the favorite, Orb. Here it is, Orb. But his speed figures are huge. Briz, Bayer, Thoroughgraph, Equibase, they've all given him high speed figures for the Holy Bull and his other race at Gulfstream Park. He may have distance limitations, but I like him to be in the top four. He should be in there. So I want to make an excuse for him and keep him. Will Take Charge. He's won a couple of races, but he hasn't raced at a mile and an eighth. So So I'm getting rid of this guy. Vijack. It's hard to pass on this horse that's won all 4 of his first 4 races. He was 3rd in the Grade 1 Wood Memorial. I don't like him to win, but he could come in, 2nd, 3rd. Lines of Battle. His best races are in, it says all weather here, but synthetic surfaces. So another one of these horses that, unless they change the race to a synthetic track, he's got absolutely no shot. Revolutionary. He's the one that visually looks really good. The way that he's run his races, he's gone through traffic. He fits my criteria. He's won at a mile and an eighth, a graded stakes race. He's gotten some decent speed figures. So keep him. I like him. Win 2nd, 3rd, 4th. He can be in there. Overanalyze. He's possibly the most accomplished horse. He's won a Grade 1 race, a Grade 2 race, another Grade 2 race. So he may be the most accomplished horse, but it doesn't necessarily have the best speed figures. He could get in there. He could hit the board, 3rd, 4th. Should be included in the exotics, definitely underneath. Java's War. This horse is the horse that this horse can run 12 furlongs. He can run all day based on his pedigree. But his best race was at a mile and an eighth on synthetic. And if you read into where the connections have put him, turf races, all weather, synthetic races, this horse may be best on synthetic or turf surfaces. So you can't completely eliminate him, but I don't like him to win. Golden Sense, he fits my criteria perfectly. He's actually my pick. He's won at a mile and an eighth, Grade 1 race. He's gone universally. His Santa Anita Derby got big buyer figures, big breast figure, big Equibase figure, decent thoroughbred figure. He's just a classy horse. At 2, he was already showing that he was a Grade 1 level a horse. Up and down, you see graded stakes races. So I really like him. Distance should not be a problem. I like him to win 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Verrazano, he's undefeated. He's the only horse in this race that's undefeated. Classy horse. But he hasn't raced at 2, and he's lightly raced, and he's going to face the biggest challenge of his entire life. Well, don't necessarily like him to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Orb, he's on a 4-win streak, and his races have been really impressive. He's probably going to end up the favorite. He's been very impressive because he's won when there's been a fast pace in the Fountain of Youth. He won, and the time is really fast, 1:42 for a mile and 16th. Then when the pace was slow in the Florida Derby, he won that too at a mile and eighth. The time was a little slow, but got some good thoroughbred numbers, so he should be included in the exotics up and down. And the horses that the point of this video was mostly to eliminate the horses, but I wanted to talk about all of them. So there you go.